What's up, my fellow Nintendo drones? I'm going to talk about the Nintendo Switch 2, or as I like to call it, the Nintendo Bitch 2, because that's all about that PS quadruple. Okay, no, for serious, a lot of people are quite upset about the Switch 2, and I think that is very, very, very fair. I think there's a lot of things you can criticize for, but we will get into all of it. And also, I'm not going to lie, I think some people are a little annoying about the criticisms, but again, we'll get into it. So what are my thoughts on everything? Well, let's talk about the actual console. I think it's pretty cool. You know, I never got a Steam Deck, and the reason why I didn't get a Steam Deck, but I will get a Switch 2, even though they cost about the same, very simple. I am a Steam or Valve player, which sounds a little contradictory. If I'm a Steam or Valve player, why didn't I get the Steam Deck, you may be thinking. But I play it on my laptop, and my laptop is already very portable. So what's really the point of paying $400 or $500 for a console where I can just already use my laptop? And sure, it has like a built-in controller on it, much like the Nintendo Bitch or the Nintendo Bitch 2. But I always just like plugging in my bootleg-ass GameCube controller, so, you know, there's that. So I didn't feel like I needed to get the Steam Deck, right? I'll get the Nintendo Bitch 2, because, you know, I can play my Nintendo games. Other than, like, GameCube games, I can already play most of those on my computer, because I love Dolphin. It's just more convenient to play on my Nintendo Bitch, or my Nintendo Bitch 2. I'll play the exclusives, and yes, I know you can emulate them on Yuzu, but I'm not gonna lie. As a lifelong emulator lover, I don't like emulating newer consoles, not for like any moral reasons, it's very annoying to work. Like even Citra's an okay emulator, especially on the PC, but the last time I used them, they had like a memory leak issue, which they didn't mention. I had to go out of my way being like, okay, why is my phone acting up? Why is it just instantly crashing? And they're like, oh, you need to turn this thing on, otherwise, you know, there's a memory leak problem. And it's a shitty laptop, but like, I'm pretty sure that memory leak issue actually fucking destroyed that computer. Like, that thing does not work anymore. And I only started doing that after I played Citra, and it showed the same symptoms. So, I don't know, maybe that's a skill issue on my part, but like, even Citra, I don't really like touching that, even though it's basically just as strong as like a GameCube or a Wii. So, you know, there's that. But like, getting like Yuzu isn't hard, but like, getting ROMs is annoying. Oh, Mr. T, you could just dump them. Yeah, I could. But then at that point, why not just play them on my fucking Switch, you know? I don't really know. I like playing new consoles on my Nintendo Bitch 2 and my Nintendo Bitch, so that's fine. I think my computer and then like an entirely separate console, they very rarely overlap. I think the only thing that will overlap is like the virtual console, but I'll talk about that in just a second. So I'm fine with paying $450 for that. I know some people are like, it's actually not a revolutionary console at all. It's only as strong as a PS4. That was 10 years ago, which, yes, that is true. But here's the thing you need to know. Graphics peaked 10 years ago. Like, sure, technically you could get things that are more powerful to play, like, I don't know, Forspoken or, like, Foreskin. But, like, most games are fine and will run at PS4 level stuff, right? To this day, PT is the best looking game I've ever seen. Now granted, that is because of the Fox engine and how small of a game it is. Every detail was addressed. But at the same token, my point is, graphics already peaked 10 years ago, so like outside of maybe performance, which other than the game chat, the performance looks fine. The battery life is terrible, so I don't really jive with that. But honestly, I think performance-wise, it is perfect. And the fact that it's portable. It is a portable console that is as good as a PS4. That shit's fucking magic to me. Like, I always was only able to play like GBA or like SNES, NES games on my phone like 10 years ago. Getting DS games to work at all, like outside of Drastic, was fucking impossible. Drastic was magic to me. And now I can play GameCube games on my phone, especially if I link up like a bootleg-ass wireless Nintendo GameCube controller. Dude, like, that shit is already rocket science to me. So, like, the Nintendo Bitch 2, perfect. And the fact that they're making, like, a new Bloodborne game and it looks great on that console, it's already fine. So I think for the price, it's about as strong as a Steam Deck, I think. So I remember the Steam Deck was expensive too. It was like $400 or $500. That was actually the main reason why I didn't get it. But, you know, I'm more financially irresponsible, so I'll go ahead and get the Nintendo bitch too if it's a strong, Mr. T, actually, it's, okay, well, I don't care. It's about the same, so I'm fine with paying the price. What I'm not good with, and I'm pretty sure everyone agrees with me on this is not a hot take at all, the games. I already think games shouldn't be $70. $80 for Mario Kart is fucking ridiculous. Although, funnily enough, I don't think I'm actually that mad about it, and the main reason for that is you can get a bundle where Mario Kart World is $50, so I'll just get the bundle, and I'm fine with that. But Mr. T, it's a digital version of the game, not a physical one. Why are the bundles always got to be digital now? I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like, when I got a Wii U in, like, 2016, that came with Mario Kart 8, that was digital too. Most bundles, at least for me, I got just a normal Nintendo Switch, I didn't get bundled with anything, but most bundles have always been digital for me, so I honestly, I don't really care. I'm not gonna lie. I do like both digital and physical games. I think they both have their merits, but the point is, I can get Mario Kart World for $50, so I'm good on that. $80, they need to fucking lower that. Like, that is not okay. If you don't get this bundle, you are not getting Mario Kart World. Like, I don't, that is a ludicrous price point. And it makes me wonder and fear for, like, Super Smash Brothers. Is that new game gonna be $80? I hope not. Oh man, we have all of these new things about it. Most of the characters come back. Oh great, I'm excited. Oh wait, that one's $80, but I can't even get the bundle now. I might have to bite the bullet on Smash. But that's just because I'm a nerd who, like, is obsessed with platform fighters. I mean, I spent $90 or $80 on Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2. That came with, like, all the DLC and skins. And that was worth it. I don't regret doing that. It's the greatest game ever made, I swear. But yeah, I mean, like, if they do make that game $80, I think that would, like, sour my opinions on Smash, and that's, like, the last thing I want. It's like multiverses. It's like, at some point, you just don't care about the new characters. Like, oh, cool, they added Jason Voorhees. Oh, you can only get him through the Battle Pass. Oh, cool, they added the Matrix. That's pretty cool. Oh, wait, you have to do that Get Agent Smith free thing, which was, like, the most abominable thing I've ever seen in gaming. Oh, cool, there's Beetlejuice. I'm actually excited for Beetlejuice. Oh, what's that? You're doing, like, this ridiculous early access shit with him? Well, my hype has been soured a little bit. So I don't really want Smash to have that, where it's like, oh, cool, they're gonna add some new characters that are actually good this time. Fighter Pass 1 and 2. Well, Fighter Pass 1 had some pretty good ones. But then it's like, okay, well, I don't care that you added, like, fucking, I don't know, Gardevoir Geno when the game is $80 and that's all everyone's talking about. It's kind of hard to respect the wholesome man Sakurai when the game is $80 fucking dollars. So that's what I'm kind of worried about. Newer games being $80 and not much Mario Kart World. I hope that this game fucking flops and really only gets sales from the bundle. So they're like, okay, we cannot price these games at $80 because $80, that shit is just ludicrous. They thought that was a good idea. And they're continuing to think that that's a good idea. It's not a good idea. Mr. The Fuckface Reviews, you're not making it fucking easy for me to not call you retar. Have you forgot that during the SNES days, games used to cost $80? They were only 16-bit game. Now we get PS4 game, and they're $80? You should be grateful, Mr. T. The Fuckface Reviews. This is a great thing. Yeah, dude, I don't give a shit how much games costed like 30 fucking years ago. How about how much games costed like a year ago? What, only 60? Maybe 70 if you're Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom and you think you're that much better, but you're actually not? Yeah, I don't give a shit. That's how we get prices that just go up and up and up when you just don't acknowledge them. Yeah, miss me with that bullshit. But anyways, Donkey Kong looks pretty cool, but I'm not paying $70 for that. Like, $70 is just, no, I'm not doing that. So realistically, when I buy a Nintendo bitch 2, I'll play Mario Kart. I'll get to play, like, enhanced versions of my other games, and I know there's, like, upgrades that people are upset over, which, I mean, it's new content, it's only $10 extra. I don't think that's, like, the biggest sin here. And, well, I mean, I have the expansion pass, so I don't really care. Mr. T, you actually got the expansion pass? You paid $40 extra for Nintendo 64 emulators that are shit? Okay, the Nintendo 64 emulators are fucking garbage, I'm not gonna lie. But they added more stuff afterwards, and then I thought, oh, it's worth it. It's just like Tech Rule said.
When this video goes up, it'll only have been around a couple of months since the expansion pack released, so it's more than likely just an at-the-moment kind of issue. At some point, the benefits will add up, and the subscription will be worth it.
And now I'll get to play GameCube games, GBA games, and I'll get these extra stuff. I think that's worth it. If you don't, that's fair. Mr. T, if you have to upgrade your Nintendo Switch Online, then it isn't free. Well, if you're only getting the Nintendo Switch Online expansion just for these, then yeah, they're not free. But if you already have it, it kind of is a free bonus. That's what that's called. It's an incentive. So, I mean, like, yeah, I mean, technically it isn't free if you're one of those people who's like, oh, it's called agua and not water. But, I mean, it technically kind of is. So, whatever you say, Mr. Debate Brain. And I'm also pretty excited for a lot of these enhanced editions because I really wanted to Let's Play Miitopia because I handmade all of the Miis, and I'm not gonna lie, I'll show you a couple of them. These things are fucking bangers, but the problem is, like, when the game is docked, for some reason, like, it runs like shit, and I did not want that to happen, so I'll just play it on the Nintendo Switch too, and then I'll finally Let's Play it, and that will be very, very fun. And I also hope that Scarlet and Violet runs better, because I think those games are really good, but they were so unfinished. Like, they look kind of shitty, but, like, to me, it's okay. I mean, I wish it looked better, but it's not the end of the world. The game was, like, glitchy as all hell. I think most of those got patched out. Not all of them, though. It still has some pretty bad glitches. And the performance is terrible. It's basically if Skyrim was a Pokemon game and also was behind an entire generation. I think it was showcased as, like, games that will be enhanced by the performance. It won't have, like, an entire, like, upgrade dedicated to it where you have to pay $10 extra, but I did see it get showcased, so fingers crossed that game's finally playable, because goddamn, Scarlet and Violet are peak, and I'm tired of pretending they're not. Finally, the last thing I'm gonna play for the Nintendo Bitch 2 is the GameCube emulators.
But Mr. T, don't you already have Dolphin?
Why, yes, I do already have Dolphin. And that not only is something I already have access to without paying $450 for it, but it'll also have games that I know will never be on the Nintendo Switch Online library, like, I don't know, Piglet's Big Game. But I'm not gonna lie, there's a very strong novelty to actually playing these GameCube games legally. Not to mention, I thought everyone always justified emulating Nintendo games because there are no alternatives. Like everyone said,
but Nintendo, I have to pirate these games because you don't provide any good alternatives.
which, you know, fair enough. That's why I loved using Dolphin and always used it. But now they have official emulation, and isn't that what y'all were wanting? Granted, I know a lot of people really don't like the subscription service on all these emulators, and I do think they definitely should have alternatives where you pay around, like, I don't know, $5 or $10 for a ROM, and then you actually have that game, and it never goes away if you don't pay for a subscription. I think that's totally fair. But my point is, I'm satisfied with this, so I will finally get to play these games officially. I just think it's really nice to have this gigantic library of all of these different consoles from the ages, like the NES, the SNES, the Sega Genesis, Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, and now the GameCube. Such a shame they didn't touch the Nintendo 64, but oh well, maybe one day they'll finally brave up and give us the Nintendo 64 emulator. Regardless, because of this huge library, I think there's a lot of value here, and it's just really fun playing them officially. I think a great example was Donkey Kong for the Game Boy. Like, at any time, I could have played that on my computer by just downloading the ROM, which I did do that, but it didn't feel very gratifying doing that. And I can't even explain why, it's just a personal thing. However, then they added it to the Nintendo Switch Online, despite the fact that there's probably better emulators out there than the official one, which I guess that's just the case for any emulators. I just thought it was really cool that I could play it on my Nintendo Switch, and that's where I played it. The fact that they're finally getting to my favorite Nintendo console, the GameCube, after all this time, even if they don't have all the games that I want to play like Melee, they do have a lot of cool ones like Pokemon Colosseum, as well as XD, and Super Mario Strikers, not on launch. Granted, but even then I'll get to finally play Wind Waker on Switch, which wasn't that something that a lot of people were asking for? Maybe they'll even add Twilight Princess, who knows? F-Zero GX was the last good F-Zero game. Actually, it was just the last F-Zero game now that I think about it. Soul Calibur 2 I never got to play, so that'll be fun. So, while the initial price for the console is really expensive, I'll be able to play this huge Mario Kart game that I only paid $50 for and not $80. All of these enhancements of games that I love and will have a reason to replay again, like Scarlet and Violet and hopefully Miitopia, as well as a whole bunch of emulators, which the big new one is my favorite console ever. So as much as I hate the fact that a lot of these games are 70 or sometimes even 80, like everyone likes to bring up Mario Kart and for good reason, but Kirby and the Forgotten Land is $80. Why isn't that just $60? Like, I don't give a fuck that you added more content to it. It's an old-ass game. I don't have to support any of that bullshit while having fun with this new console. So as bad as all the problems that this console has, at least there's some solace that I can take, that I can enjoy it without having to destroy my wallet or my integrity, which is pretty nice. And finally, let's talk about two things that are paid and a lot of people are upset over. One of which I will defend and one of which I won't. So first off, they have voice chat. And a lot of people are upset because they're like, oh, I could just use Discord. I could just use Discord. But I remember everyone was like complaining that like Nintendo Switch did not have voice chat. Now they add. They're just like, well, I could just use Discord. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I probably will use Discord too. But like, I was like, it's a good inclusion. You know, it's nice to have. They have some fun things added to certain games, so I think it's fine. But then people are also mad because you need to pay in order to use it. Now, I could be wrong, so please feel free to correct me here, but why wouldn't it be paid for? You're using voice chat to talk online, which you already need to pay for. So, like, if you don't have online, what would voice chat even be for? Local play? Just turn your head, you lazy asshole! You wouldn't need voice chat for that? I'm the only one who's saying this, so I could be wrong. Maybe I'm missing something because I'm a giant fucking retard, but I mean, I don't really get the anger for this. You need to get online in order to use voice chat, and it's online that you shouldn't have to pay for. I will definitely agree on that, but like you do, so I'm sorry, I don't see the problem with this one. This one's fine. Okay, let's talk about the thing that's indefensible. What is this? The Nintendo Bitch 2 Game Museum, or whatever the fuck it's called. It's just like a tutorial, and they want like $6 to $10 for this? Ugh. Like, why? It's a fucking tech demo slapped onto like a manual. Well, why is this paid for? They are delusional. I hope this becomes free eventually. I'm not paying for this. I don't care if it's $6 or $10. I'm not paying for that. And I think that wraps things up. I know this console is a little expensive, $450, but Chad Borden wipes his ass with $450. You know, it's all about that Nintendo bitch double. That doesn't sound as good as the PS triple. The NS double. Yeah, there you go. I can definitely see why some people are annoyed at this, but like, I think the console itself looks fine. I'm very upset that the menu kind of sucks, and I don't know how hidden the Mii's are going to be. I still hope they're there, but hey, they had a new game with Tomodachi Life 2, which looks like it has the Miitopia editor, which I was very much a fan of that, so that'll be fun. They would have mentioned this if they actually did this, but I really hope the Miitopia editor is just a part of the actual system. Or maybe if you, like, get the expanded version of Tomodachi Life for the Nintendo Switch 2, the Mii's get upgraded, that's not happening. They're not fucking doing that. But oh my fucking god, can you imagine playing Smash Ultimate with those Mii's? Dude, I would never play Incineroar or King K. Rool again. Just, Geno's finally fixed. Sir Arthur, I'll play as fucking Swampert or something. I don't know. Those two things are the thing I was very disappointed with the Nintendo Switch. You know, I wanted more Mii's and more personality with the system. I don't think either of those are there, so that's very disappointing. But like, as a console, looks fine. Also, as the time of editing this, which this video has taken way too fucking long because I wanted to get this footage first, and speed drawing, especially on camera, not very easy. It took me 2 fucking weeks to make this picture because my pen strokes are terrible.
Look at him choke! Look at him suffer!
Anyways, Nintendo has announced why the console's so expensive, why everything's so expensive, and it's all because they feel that it won't sell quite as much as the Nintendo Switch, so they're gonna raise the prices to make up for it. Why do companies do this? They're not the only ones. Disney is going down when it comes to Disney World, so they're just like, yeah, fuck it, charge more. That'll make people want to come here more. Hasbro's like, just keep turning up those price points. We're not doing well in sales as much as we want. And now Nintendo's doing it. I know, because they teamed up with Universal, they want to be the Disney of video games. But come on, man, you don't have to carry it that far. What next? You're gonna make nothing but garbage games?
Mr. T, that's already the truth.
Okay, whatever. Yeah, I don't know why companies do this. Are they this fucking stupid? Do they understand people? We're going through an economic crisis. Wherever you lie on the political sphere, that is a fact. I don't know how long it'll stay that way, but it's pretty hard having money. And they're just like, yeah, you know what? We're just gonna raise prices. Everyone is obsessed with Nintendo. And you know what? The whales, they will pre-order it fast. The hardcore Nintendo fans, they'll pre-order it fast. But the reason the Nintendo Switch was so successful was not because of those people. It was because the Nintendo Switch was so captivating towards families or the casual audience. That's why the Wii was so successful. I'm not saying you can't cater to the hardcore fans, but the hardcore fans are the only ones who will pay for this. This is not a good idea. I don't know why they think that Nintendo, they're so fucking stupid sometimes. I know this is like me running defense for this, and I'm sure there's probably gonna be some retard who's like, look at this Nintendo Switch shill defend this terrible video game console, but god damn, Nintendo's stupid sometimes. Why do you have to make my favorite shit sometimes? I want to wrap this up by saying that I think it's very valid to criticize and complain about this console. It's very anti-consumer friendly, especially on a surface level. But I'm not gonna lie, some of these people are a little annoying. Yes, Switch fans or Nintendo fans are very infantile, and maybe they are a little defensive. You think maybe they're only overly defensive because, people actually personally attack them? I've seen so many videos where, people are, criticizing Nintendo bitch, too, which that's all well and good, but then they're, so nasty towards anyone who's, even thinking about buying these or is just a Nintendo fan. They're, super pejorative, gung-ho, and then they expect these people to, listen to them. Obviously, people are gonna get defensive towards you. It's like the Emp Lemon video, where he's, whining about how everyone was, clowning on his Sephiroth tweet. He's like, all I was saying is that I think it's a little annoying that some people instantly dropped the Nintendo hatred as soon as they announced Sephiroth. But then you read his tweet, and he's just basically saying that everyone who just liked a video, that as the world's #1 biggest Sephiroth hater, will admit it was a fire video. Anyone who clicked like on that and dislike on Byleth because the product shown to you, one was good, one was bad, that they're fucking mindless consumers who will never get anything done. You read how, aggressive that tweet is, and you wonder why people didn't take that tweet very well.
I was never trying to argue that spamming dislikes on developer videos is an effective means of instigating change. I'm not even arguing that it's justifiable.
Hello?
I love you, but maybe stop getting overly emotional about things that upset you and just talk like how you do in your video essays, and maybe people will actually listen to you. And he's not the only one. A lot of people, they do the same thing where they'll be super nasty, and they'll be like, if you even think about buying this, you're part of the problem. It's I think it's fine. Not everything, but the things that I think are fine, I'll buy, because I'm fine with the Switch 2 being $450. I don't think Mario Kart World being $80 is fine, but I'm paying $50 for it, so... Also, I do want to say that it is the internet. I understand, being mean towards people you don't like, that's half the fun of the internet. I'm not trying to be like, oh man, you're being so mean towards this gentleman. But all I'm saying is, if you genuinely want to persuade people and make a change, The last thing you should do is treat those people you want to change their mind on something like they're fucking retards and constantly being super pejorative to them. That is the worst way to go about things. You know what that does? It starts stupid, pointless arguments, not changing minds. It's like those old commercials for like the 3DO or like the Atari Jaguar. Like those commercials treated their audience like idiots, and big surprise, nobody bought those consoles because they kind of sucked, but also marketing didn't really help. Anyways, Nintendo Bitch 2. Will you be buying the Nintendo Bitch 2? I'll probably stream it, give my thoughts on it, Mario Kart World. All I'll say is Nintendrone or Nintendo Baby or Nintendo Manchild, whatever you want to call them, or like annoying Nintendo haters or like Steam Deck fanboys. I will take both of those before I deal with the Mario Kart community ever again. Y'all are fucking annoying. That's all I want to say. Bye.
All done!